What's your minimum specification?
Hi everyone, welcome to my mini-series NDA versus Embargo. This is video 2, the embargo, but first, the legal stuff. So, to be clear, throughout this mini-series, I should point out that I am not a lawyer. I have zero legal training. Anything I say in this video should not be construed as legal advice. If you need legal advice, consult a focused expert lawyer who deals with this stuff on a daily basis, not me. At no point do I pretend to be a lawyer, and in no circumstances should the content of any of these videos be used for legal purposes. This is an analysis based on experience and discussions with peers and other tech companies. If this disclaimer puts you off watching the video, I understand. Because I repeat, I am not a lawyer. You're free to watch any other video, but these are just my experiences. So the embargo concept is a bit different to an NDA. The simple nature of an embargo often means that where an NDA is that written legal signed document, an embargo is often just a yes, I agree to the disclosure date. It's either given over email, very briefly, very succinctly, or orally over the phone. And typically a company will email you out and say, we have a launch coming next week. Do you agree an embargo to, X, Y, Z? And you just simply say, I agree to the embargo, and the information is sent over with the understanding it'll be held until the embargo time. So for example, this is an embargo from CloudFlare. Now, CloudFlare simply asks, next week the company will launch a new offering that extends its benefits further than ever before. If you can accept an embargo for Thursday, I'll be happy to pass along any details. Let me know what you think. Now that's pretty standard. I would say, yes, I agree, and then I'd get an email back. Sometimes a company won't even go this far in waiting for confirmation. They will literally send you the press release and say, here's the embargo time. Essentially attempting to define what we might call a unilateral embargo. I'll go into that in a later video. But for an example here's Origin PC. Again, 28, it literally says embargo in the top. It says, please note the embargo date for this information to be public is 4/13/2018. And so what they're saying is, here's a press release. We automatically believe you'll agree to an embargo, even though I actually haven't. And then sometimes I'll get emails from companies I don't cover at all, and they'll do this. For example, this is Ricoh. Now, I've never written a news item on an Antec ever about Ricoh. The camera company, we wish to announce the arrival of Pentax K1, embargoed until Wednesday, 21st February 2018. And it just has the full embargo list, the full press release. And yeah, I've not agreed to this. And that's where it can get a little bit, tricky. In the event that a company says, do you agree to embargo? I say yes, and then they send me the list. That is an attempt to create legal relations, right? And there is a potential legal remedy if the law is if the embargo is broken. Even though a specific test hasn't been agreed to, a court may apply case law from similar circumstances should the company decide to go down, the court route. When you get given news automatically that this is under embargo, there's actually very little legal remedy for the company sending out this information. The press person I haven't agreed to it, so there's little for the company to do, and I could just post the information. I've never sent an email saying I agree to it, and sometimes you wonder, these spam emails, is this the only way I can get off the press list by breaking your embargo? Because I've not agreed to this. Sending a press release without a specific, I affirm response, I think is a pretty stupid thing to do. So where embargoes are normally put into play is for, basic news, small product release news. So we saw Origin with the new PC. That's a kind of standard thing of what an embargo is used for. Embargoes are also typically used for if a company wants to have a quick conversation with you. They'll say, do you agree to an embargo of a specific date? Or they'll go even further and go off the record until a specific date. But again, this will be a very specific, I agree to the embargo. Even companies that we've worked with for a decade, right? They will come up to us and say, look, I know you hold an embargo, but I specifically need an email saying I agree to the embargo before they will speak to me, just because it gives them that sort of like legal step over the line. So that's video 2. Video 3 is about breaking NDAs and what happens if people post early. Thank you for watching. If you stayed till all this, again, I'll reiterate, I am not a lawyer, so don't take anything I've said as legal advice, please. I would like to hear your thoughts about this element of the industry perhaps you've never considered before, or if you are in the press, how you consider. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like if you liked these series of videos. If you think I'm a complete tool and I have the wrong idea about this, well, you know where to get to me. I'm on Twitter at Ian Cutferus, or you can comment below and I'll respond to a few there. So thank you for watching, and what's your minimum specification?